Yo, fam, I'm Kaylee, a TikTok teen whose life got flipped, family drama, shady bro, and me stuck in the mess. Will I flop or slay? Watch to find out it's wild like, sub, and share with your crew. Let's roll. What's poppin'? I'm Kaylee, 16, stuck in a drizzly Seattle suburb where the vibes all rain and overpriced lattes from Starbucks. I live with my mom and my 18-year-old brother, William, who's basically a living award 4.0 GPA, soccer star, mom's golden child. Me, I'm the family's chaos queen, making TikTok dance vids and prank clips that slap with thousands of likes. Mom's always groaning, Kaylee, why can't you be more like William, like I'm his dollar store knockoff? Dad was my homie, he'd slip me extra tater tots at Five Guys and vibe with my wild energy. But he's been in Alaska for years, grinding on an oil rig, barely hitting us up. I'm cool though, I've got my squad online and my thrift store game. I can turn a $4 skirt into a Pinterest banger. Last year, in sophomore English, our teacher, Mrs. Vega, was rambling about Hamlet. I was over it, so I jumped up, hit a TikTok dance, and shouted, "To be or not to be? How about to flex or not to flex?" The class erupted, phones out, filming my glow up. Mrs. Vega went nuclear, slammed her desk, and marched me to the principal's office. My vid hit 25K views by lunch, but Mom was steaming when she got the call. As we left, William flashed his cocky grin, and Mom let me have it. "Kaylee, do you live to embarrass me? William's got colleges begging, and you're out here acting like a TikTok clown." I shrugged, chill, Mom, and got grounded for a month. I didn't sweat it, my custom tie-dye tees were selling out at the school art fair, and Mom even snapped a pic, looking stoked. Then her face dropped. "Kaylee, is that my satin scarf in your dye tub?" I smirked. "It's art now." "Mom," she screamed, "that was from your dad," and I bolted, heart pounding. Things were messy, but I was living my truth until one rainy afternoon flipped my world. I was tweaking a TikTok when Mom's phone pinged. She read the text, gasped, and it clattered to the floor. William and I rushed over as she choked out, "Your dad! He's gone! A rig explosion in Alaska, no survivors!" William's jaw locked, and I felt like someone sucker punched me. Mom collapsed, sobbing, shaking like a leaf. The next week, she barely moved, just stared out the window, whispering Dad's name. The doctor called it grief-induced depression, saying she'd need intense therapy stuff we couldn't touch with our budget. I looked at William, waiting for the perfect brother to take charge. Instead, he was glued to his phone, face tight. I overheard him arguing about college fees his scholarship was on the line, needing $2,000 he didn't have. That night, he snuck out to meet some sketchy seniors, the kind who vape behind gas stations and flex fake Rolexes. "William, what about Mom?" I yelled. He snapped, "Figure it out. Kaylee, I'm sinking too." He slammed the door, leaving me with Mom's hollow eyes and a house that felt like a grave. I was 16, scared, and suddenly the only one holding us together. Mom's depression was like a black hole swallowing our home. She'd wear Dad's old hoodie for days, skip meals, and sometimes call me love, like I was him. I ditched TikTok marathons to stay with her, making her peanut butter toast her old fave, extra crunchy and playing her beloved Fall Out Boy jams. It barely helped. She'd just nod, eyes lost. William was a ghost, always out with his new crew, coming home late, reeking of energy drinks and bad choices. I'd text him, help with Mom, but he'd hit back, busy. I caught him freaking out over a college letter. His scholarship was at risk without that $2,000 and he was drowning. That's when he started chilling with Hannah, a junior with a polished TikTok account and a shady streak. Hannah had beef with me, her aesthetic vids were mid, and she hated my raw energy stealing her spotlight. She'd post cryptic shade, like, "Some people need to stay in their lane." I needed cash for Mom's therapy, so I grinded at school. By midterms, I was pulling B's and an A in digital media, shocking my teachers. "Kaylee, you're a whole new vibe," my counselor said. William wasn't feeling it. Though, what? You trying to be me now? He hissed, stress radiating off him. One morning, I had to bring Mom to school for a meeting about my grades. I couldn't leave her alone after she wandered into the basement last week, thinking Dad was fixing the heater. I parked her in the library with a magazine, but I forgot to lock the door, and she slipped into the cafeteria, clutching my wallet. Kaylee, you forgot this, she called, voice shaky. She tripped on a backpack, crashing down. Hannah's laugh sliced through. Yo, Kaylee, your mom's a wreck. Get her a caregiver. Kids snickered, and Mom's face crumpled. I stormed over, voice low. Apologize, Hannah, or you're toast. She muttered, sorry. And I helped Mom up, glaring at William at Hannah's table. Doing nothing. You're spineless. I spat, and took Mom home. That night, I found a flyer for a Seattle video contest $10,000 prize and an internship at a media startup. It was my shot to fund Mom's care and chase my film dreams. I worked nights on a short about a girl saving her family, shooting with my phone and thrift store props. William saw me editing and offered to help, saying, I've been a jerk. Let me see it. I didn't trust him. He'd been texting Hannah, looking desperate, but I gave him a fake script, keeping my real one on a locked USB. Days later, I caught him snapping pics of the decoy, smirking. What's that for? I asked. He shrugged. Just helping Hannah's entry? Relax. I knew he was trading my ideas for Hannah's fake promises of cash to save his scholarship. I stayed quiet. I'd made a rawer film, with shaky handheld shots and a lo-fi beat. At the contest, Hannah's film was a weak copy of my fake, barely getting claps. Mine hit hard, leaving the crowd teary. I won the $10,000 and the internship. Hannah stormed out, and William avoided my eyes. I didn't need his approval. Mom was my fight, and I was just getting started. The $10,000 got Mom into therapy with Dr. Chin, a calm counselor who got her talking about Dad, bit by bit. She'd come home with journal prompts, scribbling stuff like one thing I'm grateful for, and some days she'd squeeze my hand, saying, You're my light, Kaylee. It was something, but she'd still have days where she'd stare at Dad's old cap, not eating. The sessions and meds were pricey, and we were scraping by. I dove into my internship at the media startup, a dope Seattle office with murals and free Zevia sodas. My boss, Tara, was a 30-something filmmaker with a nose ring and a sharp vibe. She taught me basic editing software, but I fumbled, spending hours on one cut, muttering at the screen. I was learning, though, turning rough footage into solid promos. School was a grind, but I kept my grades up, joining the film club to practice. William was spiraling, quit soccer, ditched classes, and stuck to Hannah's crew, selling vapes for cash. I saw him in the halls, gaunt, in a faded tee, looking like he hadn't slept. William, Mom's struggling. Step up, I said. He pushed past, mumbling, I'm done. One night, I found a $20 bill and a granola bar in our mailbox, with a note. For Mom. No name, but I knew it was William, too guilty to face me. Hannah was relentless, dropping a TikTok-tagged #overratedKaylee with a montage of my old vids and text, This is cinema. Her fans piled on, commenting, TikTok try hard and stick to dancing. It stung, but I pushed through. At a school film club screening, I presented a short I'd made for class. Hannah interrupted, loud, Your vids are TikTok trash. Kaylee, leave filmmaking to the pros. I clapped back. At least mine have heart. Keep up or get left. The room roared, and she slunk out, but her shade lingered. That weekend, I took Mom to our backyard to plant daisies, her old favorite. She smiled, dirt smudged on her cheek, and said, Your dad planted these for our first date. I choked up, saying, We'll make them grow. Mom. It was a rare, bright moment, but Dr. Chin warned Mom could relapse without consistent care. I started editing vlogs on Fiverr for $40 a pop, pulling in extra cash, and Tara gave me a part-time gig cutting their TikTok reels for $12 an hour. Then I found another note in the mailbox, $50 and a smoothie coupon, scribbled for Mom. William was out there, watching my TikToks of Mom smiling, and it was breaking him. I didn't know he was starting to see how much he'd lost. Summer warmed Seattle, but my life was a tightrope. Mom had good days, she'd tend her daisies, humming, or bake her killer chocolate chip cookies. But bad days hit like storms, she'd hide in her room, clutching Dad's cap, and I'd talk her through it, heart heavy. That week, she tried making tacos for dinner, but they burned. She laughed, teary, saying, "I'm trying. Kaylee, for you." I hugged her, promising, "We've got this. Mom." The therapy bills were brutal, and her new meds cost $250 a month after insurance. My Fiverr gigs and part-time job kept us afloat, but barely. My TikTok hit 50K followers, with fans loving my behind-the-scenes vids, but clout didn't cover prescriptions. William was gone, crashing with Hannah's crew in a sketchy apartment. I'd see him at school, hollow, selling vapes in the parking lot. Word was he'd flunked out. His college dreams dust. One night, I found $400 missing from Mom's emergency stash. I waited up, catching him sneaking in at 2 a.m. Reeking of cheap body spray. "That was for Mom's meds," I yelled. He shoved me. "Hannah's launching a merch line. I'll triple it." "Kaylee, chill." I laughed. "Cold. You're a fool. Get out." He grabbed his stuff and left, and I cried, missing the brother he used to be. Then Tara dropped a bombshell, a national video contest by a streaming platform, offering $50,000 and a web series deal. It was my shot to secure Mom's care. I spent weeks filming a short about a sister's fight for her family, shooting in our garage with thrift store lights. Hannah was in it too, bragging about her cinema-grade gear. I'd used a school computer early on, forgetting to wipe a draft my bad. 2 days before the deadline, my laptop got hit with malware from a fake email, frying my rough cut. I knew Hannah's crew was behind it. She'd been creeping at school. No proof, so I rebuilt the film in 40 hours, fueled by Dr. Pepper and spite, adding raw drone shots I'd saved. At the contest, in a shiny Bellevue theater, Hannah's film was a glossy flop, barely noticed. Mine was real, with a haunting guitar riff I'd recorded, and the crowd lost it. I won the $50 thousander in the deal. Hannah bolted, and William, in the back, clapped, eyes glassy. I ignored him. Victory was for Mom. Days later, he texted, "I'm sorry. Hannah used me. Can we talk? I met him at a diner, expecting lies." He looked wrecked, saying Hannah took his $1,000 for her merch and ditched him. "I saw you and Mom through the window, planting flowers, laughing. I broke us. Kaylee." His voice cracked. "But I was done. You stole from Mom. William, you don't get a pass." I walked away, not knowing he'd been leaving those notes, trying to claw his way back. The $50 $1,000 was a game changer. I paid off Mom's therapy, got her on a better med plan, and leased a tiny studio for my web series. Mom was pushing through some days. She'd bake brownies. Others she'd sit quiet, holding Dad's cap. But she was fighting. One night, we stayed up, writing her therapy journal. She cried about Dad, saying, "He'd love your fire. Kaylee." I held her, whispering, "We're unstoppable. Mom." Before our LA trip, she gave me a handmade daisy bracelet, saying, "For my warrior." I teared up, hugging her tight. My TikTok hit 80K followers, with brands offering small collabs. But it was a grind. Every post was hours of work. School, work. And Mom's care had me stretched, but Tara promoted me to assistant editor, paying $15 an hour, and I was pitching to streamers, feeling like I was on the verge of something huge. William's apology stuck with me, but trust was shattered. He'd text about Mom, and I'd reply, "She's good," keeping him at arm's length. He was working at a gas station, grinding for his GED, living in a rundown studio. Then I got an email from a top LA studio offering a $100,000 budget for my series, but they wanted my full portfolio first. The tip came from a Seattle film intern, William's old soccer teammate. I found William at his job, wiping a counter. "You sent my film to your friend," I asked. He nodded, worn out. "I saved your TikTok link after seeing you and Mom in the yard." Smiling, "I had to try. Kaylee, even if you never forgave me, I saw my brother, broken but real, and it hit me. Come home," I said. "Help Mom. Prove it." He moved back, driving Mom to therapy, making her tea, and helping me with series props. Mom was thrilled, calling us her superstars. Then my film's analytics blew up 20 million views, trending on X. A TikTok clip of my film surfaced, posted by Hannah with the caption, "Kaylee's masterpiece, total flop." She'd snagged it from that school computer draft, thinking it'd tank me. A festival scout saw it, requested the full film, and entered it for a major award. Hannah posted a forced apology. I shared it to mess with her, but y'all went crazy. My bad. Her shade backfired, launching me. I didn't care, she was nothing. William, Mom, and I flew to LA, pitching our series. Mom gripping our hands, beaming. We were a team, bruised but fierce, ready for the big leagues. Life's wild. Fam, your enemies and mistakes can light your path. Keep grinding and hold your family tight. Peace out. Whew, what a ride. Right. Thanks for sticking with me. Fam, you're the real MVPs. This whole journey taught me family's worth fighting for, no matter how messy life gets. From chaos to glow up, it's all about grinding and keeping it real. If this hit you in the feels, drop a like, subscribe for more, and share with your crew. Let's keep the vibes high. Peace out.